this is Corey with Camera Coach, and welcome to our next addition to our series on lenses. Today we are talking about the difference between a prime lens and a zoom lens. So those are kind of the common names for them, prime and zoom. Technically, the zoom is really just a variable focal length, and the prime is a fixed focal length. Quick reminder, focal length is the distance from the sensor in the camera to the focal point inside the lens. And so that just determines the field of view. Okay, and so smaller numbers give you a wider field of view, larger numbers give you a bigger or narrow field of view. Okay, and so a prime is going to be one that is fixed, meaning you cannot change the focal length. If you want to change the focal length, basically change your field of view, with this lens, that means you either have to move farther away or move closer. Or maybe your subject is the one that's moving. Okay, and so that's really the main limitation of the prime lens, is that you can't change the focal length. Now with the zoom or the variable focal length, this one gives you a lot more options as far as your focal length and your field of view. You can adjust that from where you're standing. There are some benefits though for the prime lens over the variable focal length lens, the zoom lens. Okay, and that primarily is going to be your aperture. The aperture range for your prime lenses are usually a lot wider than your zoom lenses. And so for the zoom lens, this particular 18 to 140 millimeter has the largest aperture is 3.5, f3.5. Okay, and then this 35 millimeter, it is 1.8. Now you may not be too familiar with aperture, but that's actually a good difference. It's a really big difference when it comes to the amount of light that you can let into your camera through the aperture. And ultimately that's the big difference here. Most people will go for a prime lens because they know that if they really need to open up the aperture more, whether it's because they're indoors or they actually like the effect that the larger aperture gives by blurring out the background, then they'll go for these, even though they know they can't change the focal length. Okay, and so that's ultimately it. Prime lenses aren't all that expensive. Really, they're very comparable to some zoom lenses. It's just picking and choosing which ones you think you may need the most. Right, so that's really just some food for thought there on lenses. Hopefully that was helpful. If it was, please subscribe, like, and share. And we also ask that you check us out on social media, Facebook, which is Photo Camera Coach, and Instagram, which is Camera Coach. Okay, thanks for your time, and this is Corey signing off. Have a great day.